Yes, good afternoon to you and good afternoon everybody right around Australia here today, getting set for race number 1 and race 15 of the Speed Energy Stadium Super Trucks for 2017, our third event in 3 weeks. Sean Cermony alongside me for this race. An inversion from qualifying gives Bill Hines the #1 spot for a distance of 9 laps.
Well, you know, Bill Hines, he's excited. He's like, hey, man, I'm back on the pole. There's good things and bad things of that. As you see here, up on the front, it is Jeff Hoffman, Paul Morris. They're starting in the rear of the field. In front of them, Craig Dantas, Gavin Harlan, on up to what we were just speaking of on the front row with Gardner and Hines. They got trouble. They got Matty Brabham and Robbie Gordon right behind them. So, yeah, Hines says, I'm pumped, I'm stoked, I'm back on the pole again. Now, does that mean he qualified? Well, no, it doesn't. But what it does mean, it gives him the best opportunity in race 1 here of the weekend to put that truck up on the podium. And he said, you know, just like in any form of racing, these guys are not allowed to jump the start. So they have to lead to a certain point, and then the rest of the guys, then they're able to pass. Bill Hines says in the driver's meeting, he says, anyone jumps the start, I'm not letting the officials take care of it. I'm going to take you out. So as we are inside 30 seconds before the green flag flies, folks, 9 laps, 2 competition cautions, 1 big checkered flag at the end. We are inside 15 seconds. The butterflies are going away. These guys are getting their race faces on and get ready to drop the green rag.
It's the first front row start for Greg Gardner, left-hand side. He finished 13th at the Fink Desert Classic last weekend. So inside 3 seconds, the green flag is about to wave, and we're underway for race number 1 here in the top end. And Bill Hines, he said what he meant in the driver's briefing, gets a bullet start from the front row, and here comes the Hoff from the back row already. The True Fuel 50-to-1 ratio has made up at least 3 positions on the run down here to turn number 1.
What a run, Hoffman. Then he goes wide to the outside there, loses a little bit of that spot there. Keep him in mind, Hoffman, fastest qualifier. He got the points going into this race, but then he had to start all the way to the back of the pack. He's got his work cut out for him. Meanwhile, we hop on board Craig Dantas and the Shannons. Look at the Shannons Club joined today. He's putting that truck up on the podium, hopefully today, after a bad run in Perth. He's got redemption time here this weekend.
Smiley sticks it down the inside. The Fuchs R&J Batteries entry side by side across the Castrol Edge ramp for the first time. Hines down the inside. Gardner blocks him and gets served up for his bean down there.
Hines, the inside of Gardner, up and into him. Gardner, nice and easy, mind his own business, and Bill Hines just piles right into him. Those guys move backwards. We got the rear cam here. Look at that Royal Purple's Gavin Harlan right now. Bad news, Matty Brabham and Robbie Gordon out in front before lap 1 is over and done with. Everyone else has their work cut out for them today.
Couldn't have been any easier for these two. Matty Brabham, the series leader, the DeVille number 83, leads us onto this very long main straight. And Darwin's Hidden Valley Raceway, the first time the Speed Energy Stadium Super Trucks have been to this part of the world, as Brabham brings us down to this very tight left and right chicane to complete lap number 1.
There's been a lot of time where people have come in and said, hey man, Robbie Gordon, he's raced everything, he's won and everything. Is he even trying when he's out there? I tell him, yeah, he's trying, but if you don't believe the words that are coming out of my mouth, you're gonna see that number 7 Safecraft Safe Equipment truck pushed to the limits right now. He is not going to let Matty Brabham take off. He is not going to let that pressure by Garland and Dude there. He is going to push harder and harder and harder. You want to see a mean lap time put down by Robbie Gordon. Eat my words, he's going to give it everything he's got here this afternoon.
Absolutely. Harlan and Morris going side by side. You can't go too wide through there. The young man from Arizona pulls back in behind the Dude and former Bathurst 1000 champion down to turn number 5. So Brabham, Gordon, Morris, the usual suspects at the pointy hill, but pointy end of the field. The competition cautions will change all of that.
And we said we are 8 competitors out here. This is the who's who at Stadium Super Trucks, and as usually, the cream will rise to the top right off the bat. Only a lap and a half into it, we see our top guys up front: Brabham, Gordon, Morris, Harlan, and Hoffman. They are out front. Brabham, his whole plan is he didn't get qualifying points. He was 6th in qualifying. He was only running on 7 cylinders. Had a problem there. Landed, spark plug wire came off on jump 1. Got no qualifying points. You know, he has to win. He is our international points championship leader right now. Only 5 points ahead of Robbie Gordon and Paul the Dude Morris. So Brabham knows he needs to finish up front. He has to be on top of the box. 2nd and 3rd will not cut him.
Across the ramp they come to complete lap number 2. So 1 more lap before our competition caution for the first segment of the race. It's 9 laps split into 3 segments. We watch the R&J Batteries entry towards the back of the field after being served up at the end of lap number 1. And here comes Robbie Gordon now down the inside of Matty Brabham to take the race lead on lap number 3.
Oh, what a way to push the limits of your brakes. Running it This is race number 1 of 3 this weekend, so they're going to get more and more aggressive as the weekend goes on. Smoke bellowing off those Toyo tires as Brabham, as we're on board with Robbie Gordon, the Safecraft Safety Equipment truck, looking back at the fastest guys in Stadium Truck Race right now. That is 1, 2, and 3 in international points right there.
And Gavin Harlan playing the points game behind there, the yellow and purple. Royal Purple Racing Oil's entry back in the 4th position as they sweep around turn number 7. There's Hoffman, and there's Craig Dontas. We jump on board with the Shannon's Insurance Milwaukee Power Tools entry, truck 45.
Dontas struggling in Perth, but he's running better this weekend. Now you say, hey, you know, he's not up in the top 3 right now. Oh, Brabham goes wide all on his own. Dude capitalizes on that mistake. The 67 Lawrence Finance moves up into P2 right there. Brabham runs it wide again. Gavin Harlan in the Royal Purple. He's in P4. He's got the best seat in the house as he's watching all of this unfold.
Through they come. Caution not too far away. That's your leaderboard. Gordon, Morris, Brabham, and Harlan the top 4. And Gardner with a lot of work to do. And same for Bill Hines, who's gone towards the back. He's not feeling the best. He's been up all night. He's flown across like we all did on Sunday night from the United States as Gordon, the widest approach you can down into turn number 1. Brabham on the defense here of Gavin Harlan, who's trying the outside, and it's rarely been done here at Hidden Valley, and won't happen this time.
I can only imagine what's going on in Matty Brabham's head right now. The number 83 DeBillibus driver right there. He is out there starting up front, getting right up through the past couple guys, getting on top of the podium, thinking, here I go, I'm ready to ride. No one in front of me, open air, open lines, but now, man, I don't know what's going on. I'm kind of going backwards. I think Matty Brabham, he's got to calm down, slow down. He's going to go a little bit faster. I'm hoping it's not a mechanical issue with that number 83 DeBillibus ride.
So the comp caution about to come out here. Gordon, well, no, he's done this all before. He's raced all but 2 races in the series history since it was formed back in 2013. Jeff Hoffman, his wallet's a little bit heavier since collecting the pole award earlier today. And we can take a deep breath here. Segment 1 is done. It's Gordon, Morris, Brabham, Harlan, the outright winner from Texas Motor Speedway last week in the United States, running back behind the top 3 in the overall point side of things. This guy's 6 podiums in succession. He's playing the points game, playing the consistency game this season. He's done quite a few races, but still yet to reach the age of 18.
Well, Gavin Harlan, our youngest driver in the field right now, both Hoffman and Harlan, both quite young. But he has turned to be, this season, just in the last few races, about the smartest driver out there. He's not wrecking his truck. He's nice and calm. He's not smoking his brakes off. He's just under control, and it's consistency that keeps pushing him to the top. 2 overall finishes in the last 2 weeks, both at Detroit Grand Prix and at Texas Motor Speedway. Right now, he's sitting in 4th, playing that smart game. He's got qualifying points. He's up near the front right now. Very intelligent run. And now you see Robbie Gordon, Safecraft Safety Equipment. He's about ready to grab the green flag. This is the second part of this. One more competition caution coming up in 3 laps as they are off and running one more time, wide open. It is Gordon and Morris. Morris to the inside. Morris Finance, number 67. The inside, is he going to make it work? Runs it in a little bit deeper than Gordon. Gordon not going to let it happen, squeezes it off. Oh, whoa, look at that, racing side by side, a little bit of paint swap, leaning on one another.
Feeling a bit confused at home? We are too, looking at either side of the trucks. Through the sweeper we go, on board with Robbie Gordon, the Safecraft Equipment entry that Sheldon Creed's been driving in most of this season. Under attack from Matt Brabham, down into turn number 5 on lap number 5.
Right there, great shot looking at Robbie Gordon. Paul, the dude Morris out in front. He qualified second today, got 4 points in qualifying. He walked into the paddock and said, woo, I'm fired up. He knows it's going to be a good weekend as the 67 of Morris Finance out in front, looking comfortable behind him. It is Gordon and Brabham. Brabham is made up a spot as well, looking very comfortable here. The who's who out in front. A lot of racing left to go. 2.5 laps in this segment. Another comp caution coming up in 3 laps to the checkered flag. It's any man's game right now.
You can hear the acceleration just feathering the throttle down there through the slalom section of Hidden Valley Raceway. The dude protecting the line. He's done hundreds of laps of the Hidden Valley course. It's his second home. He's got a nice little apartment down in Cullen Bay here, which he and the team will relax over the next couple of days here at the Crown Bet Darwin Triple Crown. As through they come to complete the next lap of this race. It passes this amazing camera, which we debuted at Barbagallo earlier this year.
I just love the sound. It's just so aggressive, so wild with that camera view. The truck's going off that big Toyo tires aluminum ramp. Exciting stuff as we see a replay. Now it's Gordon to the outside again, trying to outdrive the dude. gets the inside, makes it happen. These two guys, a lot of respect in between these two. There's close to 60 years of racing in between those two gentlemen. The oldest guys out there in the field right now, and they have won everything under the sun. Gordon and Morris together, and what a show they're putting on out in front.
It's been a busy couple of weeks for Robbie Gordon. He contested the Baja 500 just a couple of weeks ago aboard Gordini over there at the top of Mexico, but now behind the wheel of his usual Stadium Super Truck down to turn 6, slides his way in. The dude made that a little bit too easy, if you don't mind.
Absolutely, he did. And look at this, you don't normally see a battle for the lead like this and have them pull away. They usually slow each other down, and sometimes the pack will catch up. It's the opposite right now. These guys are on the gas, and our leaders are slowly starting to pull on the rest of these guys, even with an epic battle in between the two of them. So they are swapping a little bit of paint, leaning on each other like gentlemen, but at the same time finding faster and faster laps around the track. As Dantas, he's off mowing the grass here a little bit. See him in the Milwaukee Shannon's club truck right there. Shannon's Insurance brings out a little wide in the grass there, but still under control. Speaking of which, so much car control out front with these top 4 drivers right there. The amount of talent is unreal for our top competitors.
Robbie Gordon, 3-time race winner this year in the Speed Energy Stadium Super Trucks. He finished 2nd at Texas in race number 1 and 4th in race number 2. As like a shark from a mile way back comes Paul Morris down the inside here to challenge and take the lead here on lap number 7.
This is the 3rd pass for the lead we've seen by these two guys in the same turn in 3 laps. We've seen passes on the inside, we've seen passes on the outside, we've seen dude in the grass, we see him in the grass again. Great racing up front. Robbie Gordon at Safecraft Safe Equipment number 7. Those are the colors you usually see Sheldon Creed flying. Sheldon Creed not with us, back racing in ARCA in America this weekend, not with us here at Super Trucks. Robbie Gordon takes that Safecraft truck, says, you know what, I'm going to run for my own points, but I'm going to take your colors, try to put this thing on the podium.
Why not? Pushes around turn number 6, the slowest point of this Hidden Valley course. They down to turn number 7 now through the sweeper. Just easy on the throttle. Gordon, so much truck control. Just caressed the top of that curve, didn't he? And now the dude will just drive this right down the middle of the road.
Now we should be seeing our 2nd and final competition caution here momentarily. That flag should come out around turn 7, which means they're going to bunch them back up and have 3 laps to the finish. See, right now, they're mellowing out just a little bit here. We are going to about hit 7 and go into that comp caution. Look at the dude on the gas, nice and controlled. No mistakes by our top couple of drivers right here. Very impressive to just be on board with Paul the Dude Morris. Watch him, feel how the truck's reacting. Look at Robbie Gordon. You can see Matty Brabham behind him.
Here he goes.
Wow, drafting. You think you can't draft these trucks, but you thunk wrong. As he drafts real hard, able to get by him. The dude lets him in nice and mellow there. Great racing up front and not too aggressive either. And I got to think for our developers driver, for Matty Brabham and for Gavin Harlan, these guys are fast. But when you got the dude and you got Gordon out in front running their own race, it's one thing to catch them, but then to catch them and get by them, man, you got to be supernatural to make that happen.
Yeah, Brabham's really trying. He just locked the left front of the Toyo tires aboard. Here's the Vilbis entry. Back on board with Morris. So coming around to turn number 6, the comp caution will be thrown any second now from our USAC man, Jason Smith. It'll come across all these trucks down to here. We'll reset, we'll regroup, and then we'll have 3 laps to decide. Race number 1 winner here today in the Speed Energy Stadium Super Trucks. The first time here at Darwin's Hidden Valley Raceway, and the crowds have come in today. It's one of the bigger crowds we've seen for a Friday session here. The hype, we brought them here last year for what was more so a demonstration event, and now back in full series trim. That's your leaderboard: Gordon, Morris, Brabham, and Gavin Harlan from Hoffman, Hines, Dantas. Looking like that. Hines starting from pole, now at the back of the field, and Greg Gartner trying to right the wrongs of what happened on lap number 1.
Well, Gardner having some trouble in lap 1 in segment 1. Hines getting in the back of Gardner, pushing him right off the track. Gardner not going to be very happy about that. Now they've got everything they can to stay with the pack. Here's what's interesting about the whole deal. Just look at it. Just look at the names on the windshields there on your windscreens. Gordon, Morris, Brabham, Harlan, the Hoff. These guys right here, any one of these guys has the speed to win. It's just going to be a matter of who's going to pull the trigger at the right time and pass who when. We've seen 4 passes for the lead in 3 laps in this last segment alone. So that being said, Gordon, he's going to set the pace for the green flag. They're up on the gas again, the loud pedal to the metal. Last 3 laps to the checkered flag.
Let's go for a ride with Paul Morris. He's got a full head of steam here aboard the Morris Finance entry. Gordon to the left-hand side, protecting the racing line into turn number 1. So lap 9 of 11. Brabham and Hoffman sitting behind this group of trucks at the moment as they squeeze the throttle out of turn 1 and 2 and make the run up towards turn number 5.
Great shot right there of Morris, as we mentioned. Very little contact, just a little bit of leaning here and there on these guys. But you look at Brabham, he's right there. He can't just move the dude out of the way. Front to back contact is not something that's really allowed. Side to side, that's all right. So in order for Brabham to get up there, he needs to get to the inside of the dude. Dude's not letting that happen right now. He's running his own race while trying to chase Robbie Gordon down, but not really leaving the door open. You just see very strategic moves the way he's getting around the track right now to not let Brabham up there. Let's talk about points. Let's talk about strategy for overall for the international championship points. Matty Brabham, he's sitting in 3rd place in this race right now, but he's 5 points ahead of Robbie Gordon and 5 points ahead of Paul the Dude Morris, who's tied with Gordon. So right now, Gordon and the Dude both are like, let's just keep Brabham behind us, and we'll hash this thing out if we got to put the gloves on later. Whatever needs to happen.
Sort this one out tomorrow, perhaps. Down the chicane we come. Gordon and Morris. He's driven well. In fact, all these guys have driven well for a track they only saw yesterday. Morris, the most experienced in the field, but running 2nd and chasing down Robbie Gordon. He's had the speed on every lap as Paul Morris. He'll go down the inside now, but you know that Gordon has got a trick up his sleeve here. We've
seen this so many times. Look at how wide Gordon goes there, and he goes in trying to go for a late apex. Not able to make it work this time. Morris diving to the inside, nice and easy. Morris has a great line going in there as well. I think that might be from lap after lap that he spent in the last 30 years of his racing career being here and feeling the track out more. Meanwhile, you saw for the first time in this race, Matty Brabham got really nose end low on that last ramp back there. That's how you see him jumping normally. I think that means that Brabham's like, okay, we got a couple laps left to go. I'm going to push a little bit harder here. Folks, I got to say, keep your eyes on these first couple of guys right here, because it is about to explode as these guys are picking up the pace just when you thought they had no more left.
Morris, first race win came on the streets of Adelaide earlier this year. He's one of only 15 drivers who have won a Speed Energy Stadium Super Truck race in the past 4 years, with a guy that's 2nd on the all-speed.
You see right there, getting through this section here, not a lot of passing right hand. They're just slowly stretch. That is the first of what used to be 4 jumps, now 3 jumps out there. So the fast jump in the back section, that has been removed due to a bit of a dispute with rams and cams. So that'll be addressed later on after the show. But right now, keep your eyes right here. Robbie Gordon, this is, we've seen, I think, what's this, Matt, the 6th or 7th pass for the lead right now. So Gordon to the outside, Morris to the inside. Biggest contact we've seen so far today. Morris holds the lead right there, the 67. Morris Finance looking good.
Elbows up and gloves off on this, the final lap in race number 1 of the Speed Energy Stadium Super Trucks here in Darwin today. Harlan just looming around at the background of Matt Brabham. What's Gordon got for Paul Morris here? He's the guy they're chasing.
Look at him. Big race up. We're starting to run out of time on the final lap right now. We are Morris, Gordon, Brabham, Harlan, every one of them basically setting the same lap time. Their lap speed is right on the money. Someone needs to make a mistake in order to see a change in the program here with these last couple laps.
Set yourself up nicely on the final turn. Morris protecting the line. It's a really tricky corner through here. Plunges downhill. The onboard camera doesn't really do the justice. He's pushing the Morris Finance entry along to the final turn. Who's going to get this? He tries the inside. Eats a lot of the curve on the way through. Morris straight back into protective mode. Down into the final chicane, the right and the left, and Paul Morris, he's back in form, he's 2nd in the points, is coming towards to take the race win here at race number 1. The fists are up, and the dude wins in Darwin.
What a race. Paul Morris takes the win in race number 1 of 3. Thumbs up to his competitors. Great racing, like gentlemen. Thumbs up back from Robbie Gordon. That's Robbie Gordon, P2. Matty Brabham, P3. Gavin Harlan in 4. The Hawk rounds out your top 5. What a race. Look at, you can see how, look how hot his face is in there. It's very warm to say the least here. These trucks, it's very hot inside of them. And then a race like that, even Look at these two guys, two old pros back there, thumbs up, back and forth to one another. What an epic battle. That's the type of racing that made Paul Morris come out of retirement.
I would have thoroughly enjoyed all of that. Here's a replay of what happened post-race. Don't tell me this guy isn't a fair player in the sport. You can see the smile right through the clear lens of that distinctive orange Speed Energy helmet of Robbie Gordon. But the dude takes the win here today and trying to put himself back on top of the series lead here. It was less than 0.2 of a second back to Robbie Gordon. Matt Brabham in third. Gavin Harlan, another points hold for him back in fourth ahead of Hoffman, Gartner, Dontis, and Bill Hines from pole position to P8.
What a race right there. We're going to catch up with a couple of highlights here. You see we're on the back of Dontis.